It is time for the Leon Valley City Council meeting. And it's only about 5:15. The council meeting doesn't start till I think 6, and they don't have the doors open yet. But I figured I'm gonna try to live stream the meeting tonight, and yeah, I'm gonna try to live stream the meeting tonight. So this is just a little pre-game show where I can get some things ready. I'm out here at my car, and let me see if I can get this just right. Perfect. Look at that. Pretty good. Gotta say. How's the wind, man? Hey guys, how y'all doing? How's the wind? Is the wind, can you hear me okay? Or is the wind, I'm testing things out. So right now there's a little wind kind of hitting me in this side of the face right here. And can you hear me okay? Or do I need to speak up? All right, I'll try to speak up. Okay, good. I'm glad a lot of y'all can hear me. Some are saying 2, some are saying 1. It is a little windy out here. The car's running. So, you know, I'm getting some things ready. This is gonna be the Blackmore cam. It's a GoPro session. I'm gonna set it up and I can just rotate it wherever I want, right? So if I wanna rotate it and just keep it on Blackmore, then we can do that. Or I can turn it around and catch the tyrants in the back. Or I can turn it around and catch the council or Blackmore again. Let's see how many times we can get him to raise his paper today. You wanna try 100? 100 times? It's like 1, 2, 3, right? He raises the paper, puts it down, raises it, puts it down. Or maybe let's see how long he can keep it up. We know he can get it up. Let's see how long he can keep it up. I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll have to play that by ear. This is my, anyway, this is my Blackmore cam. Yeah. I got another one. I just replaced it. It runs about 3 hours each. So that'll be pretty cool. I'm going to have a guy here filming with me. Right now I'm running solo, but I will have some folks showing up here soon. And matter of fact, I can't tell from here because my vision isn't as good as it used to be, but is that Blackmore over there already? Let's see here. Is that Blackmore there? I think it is Blackmore. Yeah, he's got the Blackmore special. He got the shorts and the polo shirt and the Air Monarchs and the cigar with the mask. Yeah, and there goes not nurse. Mayor Riley, I see, is walking up. Right, Mayor Riley's walking up. So yeah. So I got my phone on a gimbal, and this is a first for me. Then I have it attached to a battery as well. So I should have plenty of battery and stuff. We'll just have to play it by ear. Oh, yep. Okay, already I see that's gonna be an issue. Hang tight, guys. Let me, technical difficulties here. Let me see here. All right. Better. So, yeah, we'll see. Let me get my backpack and such. I do want to try to get in there a little early, if I can. Hang tight, guys. I can't see any of the comments right now. But we'll get to the comments in a minute. All right. Let's see. Where did my cigarettes go? I don't even know where I put them. But we'll find them.
Oh, you look so good.
We'll find them.
Oh,
Thank you. Thank you. Who are you? I'm Jack Miller. Good to meet you. Good to meet you.
Where are you coming from? Why are you here?
Oh well, I'm the one that's suing the crap out of Leon Valley for the rape of my home, arresting all the journalists. I'm a civil rights activist. Really nice guy. But I got a bone to pick. Well known around these parts.
Okay.
Hopefully we'll talk about the getting rid of those red light cameras. Maybe, I don't know. We'll figure it out. All right, guys, what we got? We got 138 people watching. I got some surprises tonight, guys. That first night that I spoke, don't let it confuse you. There was a reason. There was a reason I said what I said that night. A very good reason. And I can't get into it right now, but what you heard that night, I would like you to take with a grain of salt. I know it pissed a lot of people off. I know a lot of people were scratching their heads thinking, what the hell is wrong with Jack? Rest assured, the honeymoon is over. The honeymoon is over. That's right, you heard it here first. The honeymoon is over. So now they get to experience Texas sheepdog. I am tyrant hunting. That's right, I'm tyrant hunting. And Leon Valley still has some tyrants. Oh yeah, don't let them fool you. They got council fooled. They got a lot of other people fooled. But they don't fool me. And they know that they don't fool me. The tyrants, the cops that are tyrants, the old guard, Detective King, Anderson, Wells, Rivera, yeah. They're all still tyrants. They're plotting. They're plotting to get their revenge. And the crime boss Joe, yeah, he's still calling the shots. Joe is still calling the shots. Just like any mafioso crime boss would do. He's you know, like the crime bosses, they call the shots from prison. It's no different.
Hey, fuck you, man.
Joe's in a prison, if you will. Joe Savaggio, he's in a prison.
You're supposed to laugh, man.
Just minus the bars.
I'm trying to be like you.
But he's gonna be a prisoner of life.
Who?
Joe Savaggio. He's gonna be a prisoner of life. Just minus the bars.
Talking to me?
And he's trying to run. You know, he's running Leon. Anyway, I'll be tyrant hunting tonight. Let me switch this around because we're gonna go ahead and walk up, and we got old Blackmore in there. Looks like he's running inside.
Red Bull.
Yeah, he's running inside right quick. Hey, yeah, just leave it there, brother. They got the doors open. I think in Leon Valley we can just flick our cigarettes, right? It's not like I'm flicking it at someone.
Recording started.
Got my trusty body cam recording and all that good stuff. It doesn't appear that there's any keys for the gun boxes. Open a lockbox, set a 3-digit combination of your choice. So one, I don't really know how to use these lock boxes. 1, 2, let's see here. Yeah, I really don't know how to use these lock boxes. They have instructions up there. In an open box, set a 3-digit combination of your choice. Let's go back to zeros. They have zeros here. Yeah. None of these boxes work, it seems. Oh, good grief. I think they are requiring masks still. I'm not sure. But pick and choose our battles. Man, I gotta find me a mask, I think. Let me go find out right quick. Dude, I forgot my mask. I forgot my mask out in the car. Can you go get it?
Is that yours?
Oh, and the gun boxes don't work. So anyway, just go here. Here. Huh? Yeah, but the gun boxes don't work. Yeah, I gotta figure that out right quick.
What up, brother? We doing all right?
How are you tonight?
Good, good. Yourself?
Hey, my friend's going out to get my mask. My friend's going out to get my mask. And then, but the gun boxes, they don't work. Oh, that I'll take it. Yeah. Thank you. That's saved. And the gun boxes, do they work? They're all set to 0. But they don't turn. They don't work. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I found the other piece.
So, guys. So check this out, guys. These are the gun boxes. Normally you can take your gun and put it in there, like I have, but apparently their gun boxes don't work. So that'll be another thing that we're gonna have to figure that out. So
Throw my knife in there.
yeah, that's cool. No, don't worry, Eric. I'll be addressing that eventually. All right.
You think I should move my car over there?
Huh?
Next person. My registration expired. Should I move it over there?
It doesn't matter, bro. Here. That's on.
Okay.
All you got to do is just kind of point it in the general direction.
Okay. I got
Okay?
screen.
No. But it catches everything, trust me. Yeah. I got a mask. They had a mask.
Here.
I don't need it. They had one.
Just get y'all's temperature when I can.
Yeah.
How are you tonight, sir?
I'm doing good.
Put everything on.
You can go through it, whatever you need to do.
Good, good.
Everything's clean.
Why you turn around for it?
Everything is clean and sanitized.
You're good to go, brother.
Thank you. Keep the camera
This one's on this side.
Okay, that needs to go back outside.
Yeah.
Is
What
it-
does?
Oh, it's his thing.
Oh, that yeah. Y'all can take stuff out if you want. It's cool. I'm totally cool with security measures.
All right.
Yeah.
Everything good?
Yeah. Totally cool with security measures. Whatever y'all need to do. You'll never get any problems out of me with security measures.
That's fine. All right, Mike. You good, brother. Go ahead. How you doing, brother? Just get your temperature right here for me. What's that? Right there, your phone? Yeah. What's in your pocket?
Okay, anything that's metal that will activate the metal detector.
We got you hooked up to circuit. All right, you good. It's gonna be that.
Thank you.
You bet. Have a good evening, sir.
Okay, what are you here for?
Mr. Miller,
Yeah.
what's going on at Lackland today? I just got, like, something happened at Lackland.
I haven't heard anything about Lackland.
Okay.
Detainees maybe? I don't know.
They said something about one of your guys who worked there. I said,
Oh, there's two guys that came from another state. They've been running around Texas, but I don't work with them. They don't work with
do we
me.
need to worry about it?
Dude, I don't know. I don't think y'all should. I don't think y'all have to worry about them. Those guys, they got like 250,000 followers, and they just film. They do assert their rights, but they just film. They don't do any, crazy stuff. They just film. Very popular group, if you will. Cool. Thank you, man.
Enjoy the meeting.
All right, brother. I'll check though. Is there a chair in there still?
What's that?
Is there a chair in there still?
Yeah, there's a couple. Yeah.
All right, so grab the big camera out of there, the handy cam.
Neiman Marcus. It was not as nice. And she didn't find anything there. And then so I said, "We'll go to Dillard." But at La Cantera, it's a long walk. So then, oh my gosh! And then we started walking, and we just had this thing. And then I was like, "Oh, I didn't even think, right?"
just been doing seconds.
So we sat and rested. And so I want to go back and get it. And I was like, "I really
I'm gonna unplug this.
We'll call it a day."
Hang tight, guys. I'm gonna unplug this battery. Whoa.
Go to the door.
All right, I'm gonna unplug the battery and see what kind of battery we get on this phone tonight,
That'll be free.
and then I can throw the battery on it later if I need to.
Hopefully, don't find anything else.
All right, do y'all want to see me
And we'll
get ready,
she said,
or do y'all want to see the council chambers? Right now they're in executive session. Right now they're in executive session. Y'all want to see me get ready, or do y'all want to see the council chambers?
now she chose like blue. I was surprised at that.
I'm gonna be getting some stuff ready, and then I can start talking to you guys on the comment section. But do y'all want to see me, or
Because when I got my mom wore
what do y'all want to see?
Like me.
but my she wore rose.
All right, I'll decide. I'll just keep it on the.
Check out Jack.
I'll just keep it out here. How about that?
Videoing himself like he's good looking.
You don't have to do everything the same way.
Yeah, I always thought it was my
I'm trying to give the audience something to look at
my wedding.
while we get ready.
You still have the dress because it was a long drive as well. Yeah, I pulled out my own. I was thinking, why doesn't she just wear that? But number one, it was 30 years ago.
Okay, well, we can do that.
She probably doesn't fit in it. And you know what? It's perfect, guys.
Yeah, until they get out. That's fine. Yeah, until they get out. That way y'all can see everybody. There we go. All right.
And then so I'm driving back home, I said, you know what, sequin pantsuit. She goes, oh, I was like, I don't think I can wear it. I said, yes, you can. That's what she felt comfortable with.
Oh, she needs flash. I'm a slash fan.
I am too.
We got to do that.
In fact,
She's, my, niece is getting married next March. And so I had one dress, this one dress, I liked it, but it was more, I wore it for Easter. It's more of an Easter dress.
yeah.
I went back and got another dress, kind of had, I have a picture. I kind of had sequins and stuff. So one of my daughters said, no, you're not wearing the brown. So then I showed her my next thing, she said it's fine. So I'm gonna wear that unless it doesn't fit me because I lost so much weight. It's really expensive.
Taking in a little bit, right?
Yeah, well, it's got, it has like a top that's fluoride. I took pictures of it last year.
That's pretty.
Those dresses.
She said something about Shirley on. She said, I had a dream.
You really don't have to worry about
Don't wear red.
Oh, yeah, you know what? I wore red, my aunt wore red, my wedding. I haven't said she was in the wrong time. Well, we had like the first pencil and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, I thought she spoiled everything, but I thought I had just stuff. And what happened? One of my nephews married a Linda. But it wasn't the first table, I thought, why did I do that? I don't complain about her. Where is that?
Take it.
Well, if you would.
No, I would not.
That's pretty good.
This is the dress I wore for you, so I'll show you that first. She showed me. The other one.
Yeah, that's
Okay, now you have to see the difference in each one.
And so what
You know,
find your dress. Oh,
This is the family dress. I didn't look, you see, I took a picture of that. This is the family that came to see these dress. We did all So my daughter had a yes, and that's the next yes. But the couple weeks first meeting, is their benches without masks. I don't know. I gotta find out.
you gotta find your, so where did you find it? Where do you?
You know what, I think it was right on.
At where?
Ross.
Ross. Oh, I must.
I love Ross. She did the exactly that, you know, that was right on Ross and Marshall. That's when you get a little collar. This is what we got. We get like 10% off. Really? So it's like getting some discounts. Yeah. The only thing is, just have to be cut one layer and then paste it in there, so I have like, I have the double. And my 2 weeks are oh, that's what I'm saying. Someone said, this is the leaving you. My husband's going to take a trip over and he sent me some old things. And we have, he's got a lot of stuff.
No.
He's gone. So I didn't know, someone already got this thing going. His first birthday was his face. Now, he all done, he started going. This is my mom, this is my mom.
With you?
Yeah, with the grandchild.
Oh, okay.
Have you done with your sons?
Yeah, I was gonna have my second on Friday. Yeah, so this is my mom at my wedding.
Oh my gosh, it doesn't look like her.
Just a young lady with all like
It'll
black
But you
hair.
know what? She was heavier.
Like
She was tiny.
let's
Not fat, but I mean, just heavy.
Yeah.
You can get like
She
this.
could never be heavy.
That's fine.
That would be a nice
I have it
dress.
set to where you can zoom,
Yeah.
you can zoom all the way in.
But I think the dress was to be more style now.
Okay.
But she's so much pizzazz.
Hold it like this, cause it'll be
Yeah, I
like
thought
this.
about
That's
that.
nice.
So we're shopping for Mason's wedding. I took her to the mall today
Oh my God.
and she wanted a great
As far as
dress,
out far like
or
this, it
maybe
really
something
doesn't matter,
tan,
it's just gonna,
and
it
she,
kind of steadies itself.
hasn't bought it
You know
yet.
what I mean?
It's aquamarine
You
iridescent.
don't have to record
fancy
right now unless you
sequins.
see somebody
Even,
that,
this is my
you
mom's
can keep it. I guess we have about 4
Unfortunately, it
hours.
wasn't to my dad. I already talked about it.
Oh, you can.
To my dad, she battery too. This was a.
There's an extra battery.
This guy.
Let me know the battery.
Yeah.
She scheduled it for 6
You can
months.
tap
My
the
grandfather
screen,
told
and
her,
it'll tell
you
you
do
right
not
here,
have to
3
stay
hours
with him.
Yes.
And anyway, she had an 18-year portrait with my
2
dad.
hour and 42
And my dad was
minutes.
a mama's boy. And so she cut her nose and split her face and married this wonderful professor.
If I put it at 1080, it would run
Well, he
for
knows.
20 hours.
So she got out of that.
Yeah, my mom had the same thing. She married a guy to leave New York. She wanted to leave. She married a guy who went to New Orleans and it was awful.
Really?
It was very, very bad. So she decided to leave and my, she's an only daughter, right?
Probably been here for a while.
My grandma said, I'm gonna come and get you and bring you home.
Yeah.
And she was like, no, I don't want to go home. She's like, I'm staying here.
Oh, wow, that's pretty independent.
I know.
All right, guys, we're set up. We got
So she got herself an apartment on
the,
St. Charles Avenue.
this is gonna be the Blackmore cam today.
And,
So eventually, if we're sitting next to each other, I can just switch it like that. And then if I want, I can just switch it like and catch the tyrants. You know, whatever. But for right now, we'll just get some good shots of Mr. Blackmore. Since he doesn't like to be filmed and he likes to. We'll teach him. As long as he behaves, then I'll eventually leave him alone. As long as he behaves. Get him, Chief. He's a good guy. Good guy. Are we good on the gun thing?
We will be as soon as the attorney writes up the stuff.
The what?
The attorneys and the judge are discussing how they're gonna write it up, what they want, and when they want it.
You almost went down, and I'm not trying to trip you up. I really want to get to the point where both sides of the, well, it's fun, I know. Oh, Rich. It's very, if you come across, see, I look my other basketball, and it has a valve.
Oh,
It
that's
actually
what.
has a filter.
That's a nice one.
But it allows air to escape, so the fucking I'll find you guys.
Do you want another one?
I'll never take it off.
No, do you want another one that has a better melody?
I think this is the only kind I like.
Much different colors, so I think I have.
It's so heavy. Honestly,
I know what you mean, I follow with it.
You know, our paper tape.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, just in case you come across.
I'm going to the office here in a little bit, I don't know if they like it.
I hope that one day, both sides can figure out a solution. Right now, we're not there.
You know,
Right now, we're not there because, I'll say, not your side, but the other side has their wants and desires. And I have mine, and
I'm giving marching order. I'll follow marching order from now on. I'm so,
unfortunately, she
Legal advice.
on the front line. Right?
To inspect
Who else is on the front line?
litigation regarding jail trouble and landlord.
So the other thing, and I don't know if you have not really attention or not, but I haven't put you on blast about what happened. Because I believe, from what I see, same thing. A little different though. Instead of addressing it on the spot like you did, which that is, we come, we know.
What I did.
Wait. Oh, we have to progress because you addressed it on the spot, which is what they should do. And if they would address it on the spot, they would have found out it wasn't done. So there's progress there because you addressed it on the spot.
Well,
And I'm telling you what, I don't know if you know.
I was at lunch.
Alonzo had already had.
I didn't run. I was at lunch.
That was on purpose. That was by design.
I got a phone call. That there's people on. But once upon a time, here in Rebecca, that we old policy. Employees couldn't even bring a meeting into this place. Just that city policy. So I asked, you said no, what did I do?
I don't know what your plan was, but I'm assuming that you were like at a passe where you're like, okay,
No,
I was gonna figure something
I
out.
made a request. That way, the person that called me didn't say, hey, you didn't do it.
Okay.
I
So
made
you
the
made the
request.
request,
You said no.
I said no, and then that's
I walked
what I
away.
decided to walk away.
I went to go get her, I had to make sure we finished up with your stuff. That's it.
I can't find any fault in that. That's not how it appeared,
But
but I'm glad that you cleared that up.
fuck up you.
And I know I'm telling you, man. I'm glad that you cleared that up. That's why I walked up here. Because I think that if there's an issue, I misunderstood what you did that day. I figured you were like, oh, it's a gun and you can't have a gun in your house.
I know you did.
I didn't put you out on blast.
But
Because I figured when I had an opportunity to talk to you in person.
I figured that wasn't the time to try to explain to you.
No, it wasn't.
Good, so anyways,
Good choice. There's nothing wrong with that. Good choice. I'll probably, I just didn't have time and didn't really care about it. We had so much other stuff going on that I should have just shot you an email and said, hey, look to me. You got anything to add? And that response perfectly sufficient. So when I do put out what happened myself, I mean, everybody has their opinions, right? But when I do finally address it, myself, I'll understand what your decisions were. And I think that's a good sign. Make both parties happy.
I did what I could. Right. As far as I could go.
Right on.
There's a whole thing, it's really.
Thank you for clearing that up.
I've been doing recognition for 25 years.
The whole thing, man, I was done. I had
But I
everything.
know, when did you come here?
But just to clear it up. Coming that day looking for any issue. I'm always testing, right? I'm always testing. Today I walked in. Did I tell you what I had in my bag? You need to know because this is what your officers experience. And they did perfect. I'll show you. I'll show you.
Like, just when she was let us in, when it was really, really cold, and she would go into the back room and do it. Yeah. Now, the meeting was one of the very first.
You were the one that checked me in, right? Okay, he's the one that checked me in. So, I'm always testing. So I figured today I was going to find out where they're going to let me in with and what they're not going to let me in. So I don't want to take it out where everybody can see it. It's clean, by the way. So there's a strap on. There's a buckle. And, oh, and. Oh, yeah. So I figured you can have that. Yeah. So, oh, you wouldn't believe the stuff that happens with that stuff. I got videos, okay? I mean, so anyway, you guys are good. I think you had a question, maybe. What was your question about? You asked Azar something. Were you just like not sure or?
Oh, I just, you know.
Was it the training law or?
What did it
No,
take you for
no,
sending David over yesterday?
Or was it the
Four?
other stuff?
Oh, no problem.
Thank you so much. And I was
No
gonna
problem.
call him today and thank him also for.
I was gonna tell you, I'd come too. They were like, nah, I'll go. I was like, no, I can go.
And he told me, Mama, please, Miss Betty, I didn't want to at first, but then she wouldn't. Wait, it was a she after all. Finally we called because I didn't know she was hurt. So finally they went over
But
and
anyway,
nothing, they had to really.
I've literally sat
Brought it.
outside
Then she
Wow.
woke up.
with 6
But thank
Scary
you.
stuff. No problem.
and 2 bailiffs debating whether or not I could bring that strap on. Now, they said, you can't bring it on because it's inside. And I said, the only reason I brought it on is because you made it. You told me to take it out of the bag because you wanted to see it. Otherwise, I would just take it out of the bag and nobody would have ever known it was in there. It doesn't matter where you take it out to your car. I took the bus. Take it off. Oh, no, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. And I say, well, all right, somebody just told me why I can't bring it up. Let them know that I'm strapped you guys want it for me. Is it the color? Because I have allergies. I never had allergies. More comfortable, if you're more comfortable with black, right? Because there's unique value in this debate. We shouldn't be having this debate.
Four seasons.
Yes.
The 14 type of issues where it's easier for us to find something offensive.
Okay, well, yeah.
Right, and it's certainly would have seen to bring it out, but it has a little community here. It has a 10-foot side yard. All the way through this building, people would just laugh or think I'm crazy. Nobody would want to reach the unless, you know, maybe somebody got a kid and they got upset about it and said, hey,
That
don't run that around my kid. And then you would have probably justification on telling them either put it away or leave it, right? But it wouldn't be a disorderly conduct situation. It would be a put it away or leave. So that way there's not a disturbance, right? So anyway, but you guys did good, man. You guys did good.
I know.
We really wasn't sure. You guys were starting to come over and they looked and I can't tell if they kept a straight face because of the mask. And I miss that because the facial expressions are always great. Even if they try to hide it and be stone faced, you can tell in their eyes and mouth, right? So I miss that part. But they, at municipal court and at the Bear County Courthouse, they were like, yeah, it's offensive. I'm like, it's just a face massage. So I turn it on, right? And it's like, and I'm like, look, and I put it on my temple. And I'm like, feels good, try it. And no, we're not doing that. I'm like, what's a face massager? What's offensive about a face massager? That's what I use it for. I don't know what your mind, you can mind what. You might use it for. Maybe you might use it for some offensive purpose. So anyway, I was just kind of exposing the ridiculousness of that. Anyway. I showed up, and so in response to that, like they wouldn't let me in. They would not let me in. One of the police officers did go tell the judge what happened, and the judge because she knows what's going on.
Yeah.
I tried to show up. It's not fair to go here. So then the next time I came in, I put it on. I wore sweatpants. I put it on. And man, it was sticking out. When you see it, that's exactly how I feel. They didn't say nothing. They wanted me twice. But they didn't even ask me a question. And it's just, can you imagine?
Yeah. Did you go in the courthouse or
So once I got through the metal detector,
during COVID or?
no, it was pre-COVID.
But it's still had the metal detector.
It was pre-COVID, yeah. And so once I got through the metal detector, I turned around. I'm like, hey, I got a question. Why can't I bring it in now? Because I have it in my pants and I'm wearing it. But we're not talking to you, Mr. Miller. Go away. So anyway, I know. So anyway, I'm gonna go in there and sit down and talk to the fans.
Talk to the guys.
Thank you, Chief, for clearing that up.
I appreciate it.
I would have that day, it just didn't seem like the time.
If I can ever do anything for you, just, you can always call me or you can shoot me an email or something.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
I will continue to test. Your King and Anderson and Wells and Rivera, they were all part of the raid. And, I'm going to get my pound of flesh, so to speak. I believe, my position is that they are just as bad as Joe, if not worse. I'm not going to name which one, but the one that had the AR-15 pointed at my wife's head, there was no reason to do that.
Anybody ever give you a complaint for him?
Come on, Chief.
No, seriously.
I'd be more than willing to lodge a complaint about actions that occurred in the house and give the department an opportunity to address anything that they might find that's sustained. Sure, email me one and I'll certainly put one in. I didn't put one in because, we both know where that would have went, right in the trash. Not that you would have had any hand in that, but there was
I was in charge of our internal.
Yeah, well, there's another boss then, so I just didn't feel that it was going to go anywhere. I tried to address it with him. I sent him an email, told him, fix it or I'm going to sue. And he ignored me, so I had to say, you know what, we just got to take it into court and fix it, right? But certainly if you want to send a complaint form, I will definitely fill it out.
It's even on our website.
And I'll fill it out and...
It comes to me.
SAPD has a statute of limitations of 6 months.
We do too.
Do you guys have something like that? Yeah, so it might be past the statute of limitation.
But we still take complaints.
Yeah.
We may not be able to take action because of state law.
Yeah.
But
So,
but the complaint.
if the law ties your hands behind your back and you can't take action, then, it's kind of fruitless to waste. This is my personal opinion.
Yeah.
It's fruitless to waste anybody's time with something that they have no power to fix.
Okay.
So, it is what it is. But on Anderson and Wells and all them guys, when I say my pound of flesh, I mean, figuratively speaking. My wife's an angel. She's got 3 degrees. She's been a nurse for 26 years. She wouldn't harm a fly. She does not like what I do. She very much likes the police. And, I get what happened. I understand what happened, and I understand how a SWAT team works. But they knew who she was. They knew they knew. And no need to point a rifle at her head. That's the only thing that really got to me, was seeing that barrel pointed at her head. And they just to let you know, they did that, and then they walked me in, kind of paraded me past her. They almost got me. I was contemplating on, becoming violent. That was very hard to watch, right? It's like the equivalent of somebody. You're married, I'm assuming. It's like somebody slapping your wife, okay? And you're not in uniform. You're at home. Nobody's watching. You know what I mean? Very difficult to watch. So, but my better judgment got me. So, but anyway, hopefully you can coach those guys to survive me. I'm not going to break any laws, but definitely going to, if they have any tyranny in their blood, I'm going to bring it out in the open. Get them out and make room for guys like these to get in their spot. So I don't know him yet, but he did good up there. And then the other guy right there, man, good deal. Good deal there. So if you come across some Scotch tape, let me know, please. Okay, thank you, Chief. I'm doing good. How you doing, man? Hey, man.
How did that go?
You don't have to. It went well. You don't have to, but at one point I would like to like switch chairs, or you can,
Where you sitting?
or you can operate this, because this is the Blackmore camp. And then if you want to turn it to the Tyrants, you can. Boop,
Oh, yeah.
and you don't even have to point it.
That's nice.
Okay, you don't even have to point it.
That's a hero?
Yeah.
A hero what?
And the top will tell you how well. Oh, I have it turned off right now.
Okay.
I think. You didn't catch what we were talking about.
Yeah, you're right. Okay. You know what? I better get set up because I can come out of executive session.
Bingo in the car? Oh my God.
Yeah, I guess I turned it off. But anyway, Eric, it tells you right on top how long it's been running. It'll run the battery eject before it runs out.
Yeah, I can't remember religious
So
education.
just watch the battery, and when it starts getting lower, if you notice it's off, switch it out. I got it now.
Okay, you do have another.
But anyway, yeah, at some point,
To San Antonio 11 years ago, I took the family and I said, okay, let's, y'all can decide.
we're all
So we
taking
went to St.
bets.
Luke's, went to St. Matthew's, went to St. Bridget, and then I had a whole form that they filled out and they ranked everything.
No.
And they all chose St. Bridget,
Nah.
so it was kind of
He didn't bring his. It's in my bag. Yes.
Oh, you went to see Catherine.
Yeah, Ziegler.
Yes.
Good guy, man. Good guy.
There's all kinds of church for us.
Yeah.
We tried out, so we just didn't like the.
Yeah.
Hey, Jack. Hey, Jack. So far, all the reservists that I've met over the last 3 months since the elections are all cool.
Different ethnic groups there.
Very cool.
And some of the people in the parliament.
This guy Lyons, I think he's pretty neat. Cool guy. Good guy. You seem to
Yeah,
be
we remember you.
seriously, the dude makes a difference.
My dry room,
So we, and you
You
know,
kind of stood up against
the first block.
police corrections
The
seniors,
first house.
trying to look out for it. Different things.
So we have ideas.
You can't do that to your own
I mean, when are you gonna have that? I said, "Leave me
Farmer.
alone. When are you gonna have it?"
I've done my
So when
due
nobody moved
diligence
over, I was like, well, that house is a bigger home, so everybody.
So we're just looking out for
so we are in this neighborhood,
for the
yeah.
cops.
Yeah.
You don't want there to be this ugliness. But, I mean, for yourself. I live here and it makes a difference. Good cops.
Yeah,
That will serve, take their own citizens.
Jack, this thing have night vision, man?
So,
This thing have night vision?
I want the same thing, but I specialize in
Oh, yeah.
finding out if there's any utilities.
Oh, we're in Seneca also, what's your name?
Back property.
Ignoring going on. We're on the other side.
He's a former.
Yeah, we're on corn plant. The Indian
That's right, and then we have all Hollywood across the street, right?
TV, I have my theater.
It is, yeah.
Anyway, yeah, you have to die and you choose to get it out on camera. And I want you to change that. Or.
And I'll fall asleep on my chair. And then midnight, 1 o'clock, we wake up and we go to bed.
So, if you don't, you only do know if you got bad in you. I don't know.
If I want to.
If you
Can't
do
be
have
good
any
until
bad
we
in you,
get to.
just keep it in check.
She's only 17.
Yeah.
I texted Joyce Trent. I'm sorry. I texted, Joyce Trent. Oh, did you? And I said, why don't you come? Oh, well, we told our lady that we only have so much.
I'm too close to Blackmore, he's scared me.
I told her they'll go online.
She came, but she's a picture of her.
I'm her photographer, I'm a personal photographer. I charge a lot though.
So next, you already got it.
I did, exactly, and got a free dinner. So I have been, who is that person? On Wednesday last week, I got my red light. I know, that's what I said. I'm telling you, these are all the things I want to do, and now that I'm retired, I'm so tired, I don't want to. Full-time, my brother hour day, 7 days a week, like last week, I don't do that.
That's just her name.
Who's my own boss.
I'm like that too. I'm not a natural hire. That's what I said. In fact, I went to a concert when I was in college. It was a Donovan concert. And he told everybody there's nothing like a natural hire. That's me.
You don't take happy pills or anything? No.
Yeah, but it's happened funny though. That's why my first time. And we were driving from Alabama to Texas. And the doctor prescribed that. So I started, I don't need to do that. Just not looking at
What? Some lucky person came along and said,
I don't know. Well, you don't need to, but it's so funny.
they did that. Marcy said she got a lot of drugs. Yeah.
Hey, are you going to go outside?
Yeah.
I always felt confident with my husband's
Hey,
driving.
can you,
Yeah.
Somehow, we didn't try to hold the side.
I know
oh,
what's
they were,
yeah.
you guys done? Okay.
And you want to do
Oh, like when you're.
amazing how they change it.
Yeah, I don't unless you walk out. Looks like it. Yeah.
All right, guys. I think it looks like council is starting to come back to trickle in. And let me go look at some comments out. So let me go outside so I can look at some comments. Excuse me.
Because they have all the cute clothes.
All right, let me look at some comments, folks. Yeah, they're starting to trickle back in from executive session. Can you guys hear me okay? I'm not really talking that loud. Can you hear me okay? You haven't missed anything yet. They were in executive session and they're starting to trickle back in to start this council meeting. Good. I'm glad you guys can hear me. Some notable things on the agenda. I heard that the Texas Municipal Police Association was supposed to be coming in tonight to talk. And considering the load of malarkey that they gave City Council the last time they were here, I figured I'd come in and blow their bullshit out of the water. And then also, I think they're going to be talking about red light cameras. And most notably, there's two candidates, right, or three candidates, that they ran on the promise that they would take care of the red light cameras. Texas voters have spoke already, right? Leon Valley voters have spoke. Why are they still talking about it? Are they going to try to run on this agenda for the next time they're running? We'll see.
Good evening again.
Meeting is starting.
From executive session at approximately 6:12 on Tuesday, April the 6th. And we are standing on microphone.
Thank you, Mayor. Yes, I would like to motion that we direct staff to review chapter 15.02.306 of the zoning code.
Right. We have a motion by Councilor Bradshaw, second by Councilor Edwards, to direct staff to review the chapter that Councilor Bradshaw noted. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Aye. The motion does carry. All right, thank you very much.
I just took Blackmore's chair.
Ms. Bosley, are we ready to move on to the next presentations? Okay, very good. Good evening again. For those of you that have arrived late, we have been in executive session. We did have a motion. And before the presentations, I just wanted to summarize the newly amended rules of decorum that the council passed at the last meeting. And again, they're not too different, but they're worth repeating, I think, and reinforcing. Please remember that the City Council chambers is a place where all people are treated with respect and dignity, citizens, councilors, staff, and visitors alike. We especially want to hear from you on the issues and policies facing our community. Meetings are open to the public and citizens can participate in 3 ways: to give comments, testimony, and evidence during Citizens to be Heard, Prior to the council decision or voted on any posted agenda item or at any posted public hearing, and you have up to 3 minutes to speak. Citizens may also appear in person or by written appearance if unable to attend the meeting by sending us your email. Written comments must include your name and place of residence, your city and your state. All written comments shall be included in the meeting minutes. If a citizen is not a resident or business owner of the city and is not present in person to speak at the meeting, their comments may be read at the request of the mayor or any council member. Anyone, citizens, staff, council members, guests wanting to speak at the meeting must be first recognized by the presiding chair. And please raise your hand so that I can call on you. And this includes if you want to speak after an agenda item has been presented. I will no longer formally call on citizens to speak at each agenda item. I think that's one of the major changes that the council wanted to make. So if you have a question, just raise your hand and you'll be recognized. Members, staff, citizens shall not shout, display unruly behavior, distract from side conversations, use profanity, threat of violence, or disrupt the orderly conduct of the meeting. When any person is addressing city council, staff, or citizens, no personal attacks on anyone will be allowed. Enforcement of these rules is the responsibility of the presiding officer, who will give a warning or ask for you to move to the foyer as a result of the inappropriate behavior. Enforcement can also be made by my colleagues. Unfortunately, I can't hear and see everything that goes on in council chambers, but the rules of decorum allow any counselor to help monitor the situation by calling a point of order. And again, Robert's Rules of Order takes precedence for conduct not covered by these rules. The other thing I want to try for us to get into habit, and that is each counselor is allowed to speak first before you speak a second time. And I think if we can keep that orderly flow of the dialogue, I think it'll be a richer meeting and everybody gets an equal say. So that's the other issue that we will implement as well. So please, let's continue this meeting and treat each other with respect and dignity. And I'm so glad y'all are here. Thank you. All right. So with that said, we have, I'm trying to think, I think we have about 6 presentations this evening, but I got a call or an email from a Leon Valley citizen, Marcy Mepper's daughter-in-law, Linda, and she wanted to honor two special women this evening, and I would like to first call upon Diana Sarfin for her 16th anniversary of the Red Hat Society of Leon Valley. So Diane, if you'll come forward.
You guys want to watch this, or you want me to go outside and listen to me talk?
In Leon Valley, it's been going on for 16 years.
And we're the lovely ladies of Leon Valley.
That's right.
So we did recognition.
That's right.
What about the men?
What about the men? So let me get the, and I said, of course, this makes our community a richer place to live, work, and play when we have these kinds of activities that we can do. And, it's just, I've known Diana for a long, long time, and I'm so happy that you're here. And you look lovely, darling, just lovely. So, let me read this certificate of appreciation. Whereas in recognition of outstanding service for the past 16 years to the Red Hat Society of Leon Valley, this certificate of appreciation is awarded to Diana Sarfin, 16-year anniversary. Now therefore, by the authority vested in me as mayor, and on behalf of the governing body and all citizens, I do hereby present this certificate of appreciation to you as a testimonial to the loyal and dedicated service which you have contributed with our best wishes for continued success and happiness in the future. Signed by my hand on the 6th day of April, 2021, Mayor Chris Riley. Let's give Diana and the Red Hat Society of Leon Valley a big round of applause. Please say something.
I also wanted to add that I originally started the Red Hats and entitled it Lovely Ladies of Leon Valley because one of the objectives also was to try to frequent Leon Valley restaurants and to take care of our own. And also, I would like, in lieu of this honor, I would like to present our mayor as an honorary red hat with her own red hat.
Like, when am I gonna go? What time?
Well, that's why it says honorary, but you're welcome to come anytime.
Thank you, I really appreciate it. Can I open it up?
Absolutely.
Thank
you.
Try it
I
on.
have to try it on.
Put it on, put it on.
Oh my gosh, look at
Wow.
this. Fancy red hat.
Wow.
Look at, oh, it's big.
Wow.
It's really big.
Looks sharp.
It's a red felt hat.
That is
gorgeous.
beautiful.
Thank you.
Too late for Easter, but maybe for Christmas.
Okay. Thank you. That is so fun. Okay, I can't give you a hug, but I can do this. There we go. I'm fully vaccinated, so I'm good. Okay. Next, honoree is Rita Burnside. Rita, she's my soulmate, my neighbor. I mean, we are partners in crime. And when I got this, I thought, you know,
Rita's asked me to do Tai Chi with her. I can't tell you how long, but I'm like, no way, I want to sleep in on a Saturday if I can. She is there every Saturday morning at 8 a.m. at the library, and she began the Tai Chi of Leon Valley. So I wanted to read and give you this appreciation certificate and then hear from you. Certificate of Appreciation. Whereas in recognition of outstanding service for the past 25 years to the Tai Chi of Leon Valley, this certificate of appreciation is awarded to Rita Burnside for her 25th anniversary. Now therefore, by the authority vested in me as mayor, and on behalf of our governing body and all citizens, I do hereby present this certificate of appreciation to you as a testimonial to the loyal and dedicated service which you have contributed with our best wishes for continued success and happiness in the future.
You can come closer.
Signed by my hand this 6th day of April, 2021. Mayor Chris Riley. Y'all, let's give Rita a huge round of applause. She is, and show us a couple of moves. You know? Okay, and Rita, please.
It's going to be longer than you. Anyway, seriously, thank you so very much. I gratefully accept this special recognition on behalf of all of those wonderful individuals who have participated since 1996, including my friend, our former mayor, the late Marcy Mefford. And it's difficult to believe that it's been 25 years that Marcy and I scouted for a program and a person who would teach us a simple but yet effective way to do the ancient Tai Chi exercise. Our wish came through when we found Sister Alice Holden at the University of Incarnate Word. She showed us the path to serenity. In 1969, I was the youngest in the group, and Marcy, one of the oldest. And now I am one of the oldest, and another Mefford, Linda, who just joined us several weeks ago, is the youngest. I want to recognize several ladies who faithfully have been coming since the beginning. Every 8 o'clock to the library porch, in the rainy, frosty, hot, but most invigorating weather. They are Minnie, who is here tonight, and Delphi.
I plan on going postal. Let everybody know so they can see.
Sister Aurelia had been with us until recently as well, in spite of her ever worsening dementia. She might not have remembered a relative's name, but she remembered all of the Tai Chi movements. It was amazing. A loud shout out tonight, and she's watching, to our incredible, caring, dedicated, moving meditation teacher, Sister Alice Horton, who came to Leon Valley from the University of Incarnate Word until her busy schedule did not allow it anymore. We adore her and wish her the very best for the future. So what are we doing Saturdays? What is Tai Chi? Simply described, it is a mindful, moving meditation. They're not classes, just informal exercise sessions. And a lot of camaraderie. The originator, Justin Stone, describes it as follows. Tai Chi is a set of movements completely focused on the development of an intrinsic energy called Qi. The GCC, consists of 19 standalone movements and one pose that generate serenity. Tai Chi is not a martial art. Tai Chi does not require a particular level of physical fitness or coordination. It is very old, it's for very old and for very young. No special clothing or equipment is required. It is taught by an accredited teacher in schools and universities and at senior centers and military medical facilities, even prison. Talk to some of us what their experience is and their benefit. Most will agree that it helps their balance and act as a stress reliever. We invite you all to check out Justin Stone's YouTube video, which shows exactly how these movements look like. And then do them at home. Or better yet, join us at our informal sessions. It is so much more enjoyable in a group, and you are more likely to make a commitment to this. And it's not for women alone. So, I thank you again, and namaste.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Rita. Really appreciate it. So you want everybody to come on Saturday morning at 8 o'clock at the library porch? Okay.
Who wants to come on.
All right. She wants to get y'all into a photo. Here you go. Here you go. There you go. Hi, Minnie. How are you? It's so good to see you. I love your mask.
Yeah, let's do
No, I'm good.
Okay. So to our teacher, you can take it.
We say namaste in yoga too. That's fine. Okay, very good. Thank y'all very much. We've got another presentation. Let's give them a round of applause. Oh no, it's not the library. It's Maribel. Okay. I thought it was the library. The library is next. I hope everybody's gotten an agenda so you'll see the extent of our meeting tonight. Agenda item number 3, presentation and direction on a drive-through resource fair event for seniors sponsored by WellMed. And we have Maribel Mendoza, our special events coordinator, here this evening to present. Good evening.
Good evening,
So
Mayor
glad
City
you're here.
Council. Thank you so much.
You
So the
bet.
purpose of this presentation, this event, is to receive direction from our city council on this possible senior drive-through event sponsored by WellMed. I do have a guest speaker here for WellMed. Her name is Jessica Ramirez, and she's a campaign manager, and she would like to speak to you about the event and what her thoughts are in more details.
Very good. Thank you. And,
I'm sorry?
and your name, please?
Jessica Ramirez.
Jessica Ramirez. Thank you, Jessica, and welcome.
Thank you for the council for taking the time to listen to this. So pretty much because of COVID, we've had to pivot events in the community. Are you all familiar with WellMed first and foremost?
Yeah.
Great. So you know we are clinic based for our seniors in our community who are on Medicare. We're growing at such tremendous speed. We're at 31 locations. Just down the road, you have a WellMed here in Leon Valley to support your seniors in this community. And because of COVID, we've had to pivot our events to secure and make sure safety first and foremost and protocols for COVID are taking place. The way we've been able to do that is with drive-through events. We've already taken this strategy in with the city of San Antonio and have already started doing events at local parks, libraries, all drive-through, keeping everybody safe with COVID. So what we do in the event is we would utilize the parking lot space, for example, your civic center, we would utilize the space and we would invite WellMed and vendors, American Heart, Walgreens, maybe HEB, depending on how many vendors we could get out there. And we would have just a drive-through stop by. You would stop by at the vendor, get your goodies, get your information, and next stop, next stop. We make it about 2 to 5 stops. That is totally to your discretion if you wish to have more or less. And what we're doing is really just making sure that they understand that we're still available for support. We're still here to help them with their Medicare and all their medical needs. Educate them on what we're doing with our COVID vaccine sites. WellMed has 3 locations that are currently doing the COVID vaccine site. So we want to make sure that they are well aware on how to, obtain that COVID vaccine. We want to make sure they're aware of all the wraparound services that WellMed has to offer, and of course, Leon Valley and the city of San Antonio for their medical needs at Med Center, of course. And just again, we could do anything from COVID essentials, diabetes essentials, heart essentials, produce. The heat is coming. We want to ensure that our seniors are not having heat strokes, or they don't have enough sufficient water or fans. So we're already prepping for our fan distribution in several areas of San Antonio. Pretty much, we set it up just like any other event. The tent to bring attention, the table with all the goodies in the bags, waters, of course, collateral information, and additional information on events that they could attend in the community surrounding them. Everybody is prepared with masks, PPE, of course, gloves, sanitation stations. We do not encourage any walk-ups whatsoever. Everything is drive-through method. And again, with your permission, we would be happy to coordinate support Leon Valley and get the ball rolling to make sure that, again, the seniors in the community are well aware. And just, hearing these great ladies in this community with the chai tea and the hats, that's who we want to invite. We want to invite the local organizations also, so they have the opportunity to share different activities that are going on in the community. And of course, always with that COVID vaccine, COVID in mind, and keep social distance. So again, we would like to utilize parks, libraries for drive-through events.
Okay. Jessica, you said you've done this already?
Yes, ma'am. We've already implemented this as the city of San Antonio.
Okay. And how many people do you estimate that you served, like in one? It's just one day, one afternoon?
One day, but we
What
love
would you say?
consistency. Of course, we like to do things monthly and hit several pockets of Leon Valley. Anywhere, I've had events with 50, 75, and even up to 150 cars. It really just depends on the product that we're giving and the marketing behind that, whether that's Facebook boosting, direct mail inviting the community of Leon Valley, or even partnering with a local radio station to bring them out the day of, so we can say, hey, we're live at Leon Valley Civic Center, come on out, this is the address, and who's ever listening around has that opportunity to kind of just pop in.
Okay, all right, very good. Any other questions for Jessica Ramirez from WellMed, from the council? And as I saw in the packet, you want to do it 4 weeks out as soon as possible.
We do, only because of marketing aspects on making sure we're hitting the proper zip codes, whether that's mail or Facebook or whatnot.
Okay, very good. So this is time sensitive. All right. So let me start with Councilor Stevens. We'll make sure everybody gets.
So I think this is an excellent idea. I'd say the more the merrier. I'm okay with, like, y'all just go and, reach out to, we have an HEB here, we have Walgreens here, get it, the more the merrier. I would add a caveat, if you're able to. What I've realized is there's 2 specific facilities that house seniors in Leon Valley, and I don't know if you'd like to drop some stuff off, but a lot of them, like at Christian Village on Wurzbach, they don't have their own vehicles. So their only mode of transportation is, their own shuttle or via, so maybe just drop some stuff off there.
We do at all occasions, so anytime we have leftover bags and we have not distributed, let's say we plan for 100, but only 50, 60 cars show up, the immediate step after that is I will already know what senior apartments are within proximity to drop off extras and make that appearance there. So yes, if we did have extras, we would even invite them out if they have their personal vehicle to come out. If they don't and we have extras, then they go right there.
Cool. Okay. Did you have?
Thank you, Mayor.
Councilor Orozco.
Yvonne, my wife, had her vaccine done at WellMed, and she's in the health field, and she has nothing but good stuff to say about you, your organization. We're all organized, very speedy, very professional, and very friendly. She has nothing but the best for your organization.
we're all about consistency and making sure from beginning to end, it's the same happy, smiley faces that are gonna help support our community.
She's talked very highly about your organization, and I'm definitely for this.
Okay. Yes, Counselor Edwards.
I think it's a great idea, and keep up the good work.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
Counselor Hefner, do you have any comments?
Nope, I'm
Okay.
in support of this.
All righty, thank you. And Counselor Bradshaw? All right.
I agree.
Very
I
good.
think this is a good.
All right, and it does say direction, so I believe the direction you've heard from this council is just to work with Mayor Bill Mendoza and set this program up, and we'll try to get as many people there as possible.
Yes,
and
that's
thank you
right.
for choosing Leon Valley.
No, of course, we're happy to support Leon Valley and do what we need to do to make sure our community is taken care of. Thank
Very
you for
good.
your
Thank you
time.
so much. You
Where's
bet.
Hefner?
Take care. Agenda item number 4.4 under presentations.
Hefner is attending by
of the
phone.
2020 Texas Municipal Library
Hefner is
Directors
attending by
Association
telephone.
Achievement of Excellence in Library Award. And I'd like the library staff to come forward.
The Achievement of Excellence in Life.
This is Regina Reed, our library director. How are you?
Mayor.
We're supposed to go like this. And Teresa, how are you?
Yes. Go ahead, you're fine.
Uh-oh, excuse me.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
And how to give it mine so
They're talking about library. They're giving more awards, so I figured I would come out here and talk to you guys. They're going to have some important agenda items that are going to come up later. One of them is the red light cameras, and that's going to be very interesting. I have something to say that I don't think council is going to like too much. And then also, there's citizens to be heard, and I have some things to say that I don't think they're going to like too much. So anyway, you guys stay tuned.
Public Library. On behalf of the Texas Municipal Library Directors Association, I am pleased to inform you that you have earned the 2020 Achievement of Excellence in Libraries Award.
I'm gonna
Your
go
application
outside and have
clearly
smoke.
demonstrates
My
your
bags and stuff,
commitment
my
to
partner
provide
They're
exceptional
gonna take care of it?
Yeah,
You're comfortable with it, right?
As long as you're cool with that. Okay, cool, thank you.
Public library systems in Texas. Your library is one of only.
I'm gonna go have a smoke, guys. I can't stand any more of that award ceremony crap. So I'm gonna go outside and have me a little toke on the cigarette. I think if I have my damn lighter. Oh no, I got my lighter. It's in there. It's in there. So anyway, you're cool. Y'all are good. Y'all are good. Look, all y'all talking mad mess. They're like, why aren't there any white people why aren't there only just white people in Leon Valley?
Hold on.
Oh yeah, and look, here too, see? I know y'all do. I think they were talking about like there's nothing but white people in city council. That's what they were saying. They're like, what the fuck?
I wouldn't know the proper term for it, but we have a lot of people from Africa.
Yeah, African American.
Africans.
Yeah.
Africans.
Oh, like
they like it here.
Orthodox, right? Is that what you would call it? Like, I know what you're referring to, like Orthodox, like practicing and all that good junk.
Matter of fact, if you go down the street here, behind the Chachos, we have an African American, African church.
Yeah, so they're what they're saying is that they actually have a Orthodox African church here in Leon Valley. So it just maybe they have better things to do than to be patting each other on the back about doing Tai Chi and shit like that. I don't know.
All right, brother.
I'm just gonna go smoke. So, you know, man, I gotta say, they seem to be getting with the program. Cops do, at least. So far, I mean, so far, all the cops that they have attending these city council meetings seem to be trying to do the right thing. You know, having conversations or whatever. They didn't have to talk to me when I was leaving. And I know I got my mask on because I have a piece of tape along the top to keep my glasses from fogging. And I don't want to take it off because then my glasses will start fogging up, and that really bothers me. And you know, they require them in the council meeting, so I gotta, you know, I'm trying to be in there. So far, so good. None of the tyrant officers are here. I guess they're not gonna show their face. You know what? I'll just take it off and I'll just deal with it. How about that? None of the tyrant officers are here. I missed all the fun. I missed all the fun over the past 2 years, man. I missed all the fun because, yeah, Justin got to have all the fun. Damn it. They finally lift my trespass warning, and they're on their best behavior. Thank you, Justin, for straightening them out. Thank you, viewers, for straightening them out. All right, guys, sorry. I forgot to turn my do not disturb on, so. Yeah, I forgot to turn my do not disturb on, so I got disturbed, but. Sorry, guys. I forgot to turn on my do not disturb, and yeah, so anyway, right now they're just doing you know, patting each other on the back and stuff like that. I got somebody that's gonna signal me when it's time to go back in. I'm just having a smoke for right now. What do y'all have for comments, man? What do you have? Oh, so I'm going to be speaking on a couple of things tonight. One is going to be the red light camera topic, and the other one is going to be citizens to be heard. And then, of course, I'm going to take advantage of any other opportunity I have to speak. And you're going to like it. You're going to like it. The honeymoon is over. What I was talking about at the first meeting, don't get confused. I know it was confusing, the things I was saying and how I was acting that day, but there was a purpose behind that. Now, I'm not going to get into the purpose behind what I said and why I acted the way I did that day. That'll come out eventually, but there was a purpose behind it. Take everything I said at that first meeting with a grain of salt. It was for a reason. All you guys know that I'll be the first one. I'll be the first one to cuss a motherfucker out if they need to be cussed out. So you guys know that, right? Yeah. Bye, guys.
Goodbye now.
Congratulations. Was I insincere? Like I said, take what I said with a grain of salt. Regarding free speech and the level of control that City Council thinks they have on free speech. If there's something I said that you don't agree with, just take a grain of salt with it. There was a reason for saying those things. I've been planning for years to be able to come up here and speak and teach and educate these folks. Years in the planning. So just bear with me. Unfortunately, we got to sit through these boring award ceremonies and, you know, attaboys and attagirls to be able to speak, right? So, yeah. There's a law. Oh, what happened to Blackmore? He's gone, man. He took off. He's not here. Have you seen Blackmore, Andy? Yeah, he took off right away.
Actually, it's before the meeting started.
He took off before the meeting started. You know, I wish he were here. I like hearing the guy. I like hearing the guy go pocket constitution, pocket constitution, pocket constitution. I like hearing that. But you know, I don't know. Maybe he had a diarrhea or something. Maybe he had diarrhea. You never know. Maybe he had to go change his Depends. Maybe he had to change his wife's Depends. I'm just speculating. It's possible. Oh, Jack, why are you picking on Blackmore? Why are you saying those nasty things about Blackmore? Why are you insulting Blackmore? After everything he did to Justin? There's your answer. I'll get him in line. I guess right now he just figures that he can't control himself and I'm not Justin. You shine a light in my eyes like you shined it in Justin's. Now, I'm not saying anything bad about Justin. I'm not saying anything bad about Justin, but we're not the same. You shine a light in my eyes like that, and everybody in each block over is going to know what's going on. We're both getting kicked out. And we're both ending up outside at the same time. And you're going to learn real quick not to shine lights in my eyes. I think he realizes if a cop shines a flashlight in my eyes and I do what I do back to them, how am I going to respond to some little dude like him? So, but Blackmore's gone. He ain't here. He left. I told my colleagues that when Blackmore shows up to these meetings, I could probably get him to leave within 15 minutes. It took a half hour, but he's gone. Maybe he'll be back. Maybe he's watching. Come on back, Blackmore. I want to hear you talk, so I can get up after you and destroy your bullshit. Leave your flashlight at home though, bro. If your phone is on Do Not Disturb, how are you gonna know when it's time to go back in? Because I have people here with me that are gonna flag me. They're gonna walk in at the window right here. They're gonna walk right up and just say, "Come on back in." So, yeah, that's how I know. And that's all I have to say. Kivo says, dude, spit the gum out. Look, man, if smacking bothers you, go watch something without smacking. I have diabetes. My mouth is dry a lot of the times because of that, and that's why I chew gum. I tell you what I'll do. I'll meet you halfway. I'm not going to spit the gum out, but I will make a conscious effort to not chew and smack. How about that? Stop staring at my mouth, freak. Pervert. How'd you like them shoes, man? The city attorney at the last meeting, man, had some tiger stripe cheetah spotted shoes. Today she has some plain shoes on. Nothing to look at. You can tell a lot about a man's shoes and a woman's shoes. Thank you, Thedanaya. Says you guys rock. Thanks for standing up for our rights. Absolutely. I love doing it. KPKP wants to know how it feels to be back on my stomping grounds. I cannot describe how good it feels to be able to come up here and do what I do. Find tyrants, get them to expose themselves on camera, make that change, and educate. So it feels tremendous, tremendous. If you guys didn't catch it earlier, the chief explained his actions whenever I was getting my property back. When he came to the window and told me to take my gun off my hip or something like that, put it outside. He said that some people, he tried to kind of elaborate that it might have been citizens alarmed, but I'm sure it was all his tyrant cops that were hiding in the back. Somebody told him that I was armed and they were alarmed by it. So he acknowledged that it was not against the law to be armed in City Hall. He said that he just follows, orders. We'll have to work on that. But because there's a law in place, and really you need to be following laws. If he's given orders that conflict with law, then he has a duty to tell those people who are giving him the orders that it conflicts with law and we're going to follow the law because I'm a police officer and we follow the law. But we'll work on that. But he said that, he came up, he said, put it out in the car. I said no, and he walked away. And that's what he did. He did. He walked away. He didn't carry on about it. And so that's what he just said it. He had to come and say something, and he walked away. I don't agree with that theory. I think he should have just told those people it's not illegal to have a gun and everything's fine, and not say a word to me. But whatever. I think he learned his lesson. Next time he probably just needs to walk up and say, hey, Jack, somebody was concerned about your gun. I told them that it was perfectly legal. If you could take it out to the car, you don't have to, but if you could, I'd appreciate it. Maybe that's a different way to approach. I don't know. So I'm going to show you guys so when I walked in today, I had some goodies in my backpack. And the officers that searched my backpack had to experience these goodies. And maybe you guys can guess what the goodies were. Later on, I'll show you what the goodies were. I think it's kind of funny. But they did well. They did well. They, the reserve officer that searched my bag had to call Azar over, the expert, I think, in these situations. And you guys will see what the situations were. But, she came over, or he came over. I'm not sure what she identified, what her pronoun is, or his pronoun. But anyway, came up and looked and didn't see a problem with what I was bringing in. So I'll show you guys later what it was. It's pretty cool. I'm looking at the chats, man. I'll try to respond to you guys if I can. I'm not giving any clues what was in the bag. You'll just have to see it for yourself. Thank you, Theta Naya, for the super chat of $19.99. Theta says, yay, mask-free face, no sheeple here. They require a mask inside there. It's going to be a problem if you don't wear a mask inside there. I'm trying to remain the journalist and remain inside to accomplish my mission. So for now, I'll mask when I'm inside so I can accomplish my mission. KPKP says, love what you do from Vancouver, Canada. Thank you for the $15 super chat. I really appreciate that. Really appreciate that. It goes a long way. Justin, I didn't read your text, bro. My phone is on Do Not Disturb. Can you text Andy? And I'll read it off of his phone. Has Leon Valley returned everyone's property? I'm not sure if they've returned everybody's property. I think they have. I think the last two people that needed property was me and John Gray, extra good citizen. And I received all my property back, and John received all of his property back. So I think that that's everybody. I think all the other folks got their property in the mail. And then me and John were the last two to receive our property. I'm not sure if Val received his property or not. I haven't talked to him in a little bit. But if Val wants to receive his property, I don't have any problem. He can contact me. We'll do a notarized affidavit. And I'll take just assign the property to me. And I think I can arrange picking it up for you. I'll even pay the $25. So I think they'll be okay with that. Thank you, man. Appreciate you. I'm just going back through security to go back into the meeting again.
All right, turn on that. Oh, that should be, all right. You good, brother?
Cool. Thank you, man.
Yes, sir.
So I do have a good sense of humor. I don't know who you are, but
it's okay, man. It's cool.
But Dan?
I haven't looked you up yet. Dan?
Okay. Yeah.
Jack.
Jack? Okay.
Yeah. Like Jack Daniels or Jack in the Box.
Yeah. But, you know,
I came in here in 2018. They had 30-06, 30-7 signs up here. And I noticed in a video, somebody had came in before me. And, there was a big old hoorah about him here. He got arrested and all this other stuff. And in his video, I saw the signs. I had no intention of ever coming to Leon Valley. I just didn't care about Leon Valley at the time. I was busy with other stuff. But I saw the signs. I had been all over Texas doing these signs. And even Hays County totally removed a bunch of stuff out of the first floor, moved it up top so they could comply with the signs. City of Austin lost a lawsuit in district court over the signs. They only had to pay like $9,000 in attorney fees, but they lost. That was significant. They still have the signs, but they don't enforce them, which I don't even understand that. But anyway, when I came in, I have a license at the time. I had a license to carry a handgun, and I walked in with a blue training gun painted black in a holster. If you knew guns and you looked real close, you could tell. But from where you're standing, you wouldn't know. You'd assume it was real. And that's what I wanted you to assume. Because whenever I walk past those signs, there's always the potential that an officer may go, put your hands behind your back. You're in violation of that sign. It's a Class C misdemeanor, but they could arrest me for it. And what happens to my gun if it's real? It gets tied up as evidence till the case is done with, right? So I wear the fake one so that way whenever they do that, once they pull it out, then they're gonna have to put it back, take the cuffs off, right? Because this is not against the law. It never had happened, probably
30 times all over Texas I did that. Nobody ever cuffed me or nothing. They always eventually change their signs to get in compliance with the law. And so having those 30-6, 30-7 signs specifically violated Chapter 411. And it carried a penalty, a civil penalty, if the city didn't remedy. That law required me as a licensed handgun holder to come in and deliver a complaint. I could have sent it by mail, but I'm a YouTube content creator. So I come in person. I have to give a complaint, give them 3 days to rectify. If they don't, then I fill out a form for the AG's office. I have to include pictures, all the pertinent information about the complaint, a copy of the complaint, just a whole detailed report. Then the AG will send a letter saying you have 15 days to rectify. If the city doesn't rectify or begin to work on rectifying, right, because they'll extend the days if they need that, then after the 15th day, let's say the city just says, screw you, like Austin did, then what the Attorney General's office does is they sue the city. And then so the first 3 days of the violation, I think, is $1,500 a day. And then after that, I think it was like 7,500 or something like that per day. And then it keeps accruing. That's the amount they're suing the city for. So basically after the 15 days, I think it starts off at like 30,000 is what they're asking for not complying with that law, and it keeps accruing with interest. Well, I came into Leon Valley doing the same thing I did everywhere. I walked in here and who was it? Rivera was standing right here. They were having court back here. And have you seen the video? No? So she was doing the whole, I have bad allergies, so something got in my throat. Anyway.
So we were talking about allergies too. We both have allergies.
Did you feel it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it got me. So anyway, I walk in these doors, I step over here, and I just wait, because I don't want to interfere with what's going on. And people are going through, and it gets down to nobody, and I say, hey, excuse me, I don't want to interfere with anything, but I'm here to talk to somebody about your illegal gun signs. And she's like, oh, okay, let me get somebody for you. So she goes back over there, gets somebody, comes back this way. So I walk over to get out of everybody's way. I'm over here. Well, Detective Wells comes out. I say, hey, how you doing? I'm here to talk to you about your illegal gun signs. I'm here to deliver a complaint. The law requires me to deliver that complaint. And he goes, well, you need to go outside with your gun. You can't be in here with your gun. Okay. So I walk out. Wells walks out with me. He don't want to talk no more. And he just, it doesn't respond right. The right way. He takes off. Anderson comes out. Anderson knew who I was, and I do First Amendment type stuff, where I don't care who you are, I'll make you feel uncomfortable if I feel I need to regarding speech, and apply the pressure where it's needed. So he knew I did that. Yeah, some people view me as antagonizing police, provoking police, picking on police.
Gotcha.
Hey, Justin, call Todd and tell him I'm at Leon Valley and I cannot answer the phone.
All right, well, anyway, I just wanted to...
You're still here. Yeah, I don't want to take you away from anything you're doing. Oh, I haven't even got to the good part yet. Long story short, I was here for 45 minutes. And I left. Savaggio was back there behind the window. There were 6 cops out here. 45 minutes I was here. And I left. Delivered my complaint, no problem. At midnight, that was around 4 o'clock in the afternoon, at midnight, they showed up to my house with a SWAT team. In their affidavit, they wrote I violated places weapons prohibited because I entered the Leon Valley, I quote, Leon Valley Municipal Court facility with a handgun in violation of 30-6 and 30-7 signs that were clearly posted. Now, I don't know if you know this, but 30-6, 30-7 doesn't make it a felony. That's 4603. They did not have a 4603 sign up. The golden question was, well, if I'm there committing, well, they showed up with a SWAT team to my house. They wanted to do a no-knock. Kirby Police Department, I think, talked them out of it. Because Kirby Police Department knew me, and it was well understood that if they ever had a warrant for me, the If they needed to, they could just call me, and I'll walk out in my underwear if need be. I'm a gun guy, so people are concerned about that. But I'll walk out in my underwear, man. I'm not gonna fight you, right? I have attorneys for that stuff. I'm not gonna fight you. Even if you're wrong, I'm not gonna fight with you. Kirby talked him out of the no-knock, and Kirby came and knocked on the door at midnight inside my garage because I had the garage door open. I answered the door with a gun because it's midnight. Somebody's banging on the inside garage door, right? No problems. They coaxed me out, handcuffed me, and the SWAT team came in. No knock. Went in, my whole family, my wife, everybody down on the floor, handcuffed. Rifles at my wife's head. Anyway, my wife's been a nurse for 26 years. She doesn't really like what I do. She's very, very much pro-police. And no reason to point a rifle at her head. But anyway, that's what they did for coming in here that day. Why they didn't arrest me on the spot, they said they didn't want to disturb the people that were in the courthouse. Courthouse. So you don't have to comment on that. This has never been a courthouse. This is no more a courthouse because they hold court back there than this is a restroom because people pee over here. You know what I mean? So this is not the water department. This is City Hall, just like it says out there. You know, and walking in here with a gun is perfectly legal. Hence, that's why they have this 4603 sign up, which we're working to address. The other day I came in with a handgun and the chief didn't enforce that. He almost did, but he backed off. So anyway, so there's 2 lawsuits that I'm a plaintiff in regarding those. So that's who I am. I was trespassed from all Leon Valley City property for almost the past 3 years. And they finally let me in. So kudos to them. There was no reason to trespass for me. This is who I am. But at the time, Joe Savaggio was in charge. Me and Joe Savaggio know each other from back when I worked for Bexar County back in the early 90s. Me and Joe's history is one time he was dating a chick named Araceli Moreno, and I was at her house one day, and he learned then that they had broke up. So we have bad blood between us. And I was a sheriff for 13 years and back then, and so we already had bad blood between us. He even elaborated on it when he was standing in my driveway when I was in cuffs. But anyway, Joe was here, and he did not want me here because if I was here, because I'm prior law enforcement, he wouldn't be able to bullshit the council, or bullshit anybody else, or bullshit me. And so the best thing to do is to keep me as far away as possible, which they did for a few years until he finally got rid of him. So anyway, man, that's who I am. That's what I'm about. You're going to get to know me more because I still believe, I don't know you. Have I ever interacted with you?
I don't think so.
And I don't know you. Are y'all both reservists? Okay. So I don't know you guys. I looked up the young cat that's prior military, I think, retired military or something, the short guy. Really passionate. So kudos there. I'm sure you guys will check out fine. And we'll be watching you guys. Sometimes you won't know, sometimes you will. If you make it out there on the street or whatever. I'm just saying full time, whatever. But I'm going to say that we're going to get to know each other because there's some of the old guard still here. And I can assure you, Wells, Anderson, not Chief Gonzalez, but Wells, Anderson, and what's his name, Tackard, and I call him little fat boy, Chad, Mandry, all them guys that were in my house, I guarantee you they have tyrant in their blood. They're bad cops. I know this. I have the same friends they have, and so I know things about them. They're bad, and I'm gonna get it out of them. Right now they're hiding. They were here at every city council meeting until my trespass warning got lifted. Now they're nowhere to be found. Maybe that was Chief Gonzalez's decision because he knew what would happen. I mean, he's old guard. He's old school. He knows what I'll do to him. I'll get them to get that tyrant out of them. They won't last 15 minutes with me before they start acting up. And so maybe that's a good decision on his part. Get some good officers in here. There's going to be, so we have depositions that we have to finish by the end of 2021. And, you know, Mandry and all them guys I mentioned, they're all going to get deposed, including Joe. And we're going to get to the bottom of everything. Every officer that goes into deposition and lies, I will see that they are removed from law enforcement. They're going to have to give up their peace officer license because they're going to lie under oath. And I'll be able to prove they lied under oath. So they're just going to be Brady listed. They're just, you know what I mean? That's my agenda. Or they can shape up, start being good cops to people. They don't have to be nice to me. I don't care. This is what I do for a living. You be mean to me all you want. I get great content. But for them, they need to start being good cops to the citizens. And if they don't, then, you know. So anyway, that's I'll never fight you guys. So if you ever, you know, if you make it full time and you happen to be out there on a scene and I'm doing my thing with these guys and they're pissed and, you know, they're throwing me in cuffs, I'm not going to fight with you. I'm not. I got a big mouth, but totally harmless. So cool. Thank you guys, man, thank you for listening.
Yes, sir.
All right, guys, that was so let me just, I know y'all are asking. So they're asking who I was talking to. So this is Haggerty, Officer Haggerty, and
Officer Jones.
That's Officer Jones. So they're both reservists, right?
Yes, sir.
And for you folks that don't know what a reservist is, these are guys that come in and basically they're volunteering. They all have different stories. Some people are trying to get their foot in the door. Some people are retired and they're just wanting to serve the public. And so far so good on those guys. Good guys. Hopefully we can get Leon Valley saturated with those good cops. I'm gonna go back into the city council meeting. I think people are starting to talk now, so. Are they still on presentation? No. Fluoride. All right, guys, they're still doing presentations. I think they're doing something on fluoride. You want me to go back inside, or do you want me to talk to you guys? If I go back inside and I talk, it'll be in a whisper.
It's a really funny series of episodes there. I highly recommend it if you guys like comedy. I do want to share the three things on why I actually asked about this. So the first one is my children, right? So I actually just had my second child on the 25th of March. Brand new baby boy, right? So we've had both of our kids here in Leon Valley. We moved here out of the downtown area in order to have a family. And so, you know, the city's been fantastic. I've loved everything about it. But when I found out that the water wasn't fluoridated, that was concerning to me, right? Because as other residents have said, the only options I've got are normally, you know, high dosage on-the-spot treatments in dental offices and things like that, which is a little bit less effective than being able to continuously get, you know, fluoride in your water, which has been proven as, you know, a couple of people have presented, it's a natural mineral that strengthens your bones, right? So I would prefer to have, you know, a healthier water system that helps to keep me healthy forever, right? And that kind of dovetails into my next two items, which is the economic benefit as well as the social economic benefit. So economically, yes, there is a large price tag, which I was actually shocked to see how much it is. But I think part of that price tag involves all of the controls that make sure that it's done safely and correctly, right? So recognizing that whenever you're messing with something that's of the public health, right? Water, air, you know, things along those lines, you want to do it the right way. So I'm sure that the costs that are associated with that are in order to keep that happening the right way. But after you pay those costs, you actually see less parents out of work because they have to take care of their kids. You see kids in school longer because they're healthier. You see the business benefits of having a more available workforce and other things like that. So I know that Councilor Stevens touched on it briefly, that the cost actually pays itself back in dividends, right? So having a healthy economic Leon Valley is important to me because I'd like to see the city thrive in that aspect. And I'm sorry, if I'm on a timer, I apologize.
All right, you'll just, finish up. We give a 3-minute warning, but go ahead, finish up, please.
Absolutely, and the last one I'll say is the disadvantaged community impact, right? So one of the other residents said that it affected our lower economic people, but I think that that's in a positive way, right? Because the people who can't afford to get their dental care, the people that need this treatment the most, are the ones at the lower end of the economic spectrum. And they don't have the opportunity to pay for additional treatments for their kids. They don't have the additional opportunity to pay for insurance and things like that. So as a community watching out for the community, being able to treat the community in the most effective and efficient and economically viable method possible is what's going to be best for everyone. And then those that are more economically advantaged can pay for things like reverse osmosis if they like to buy into some of the risks and things that others talk about.
Okay. Very good.
In conclusion, I say I love the recommendations that you guys have given because I know it's a contentious issue. So surveying the residents and then asking them where they all fall on it, I think is an absolutely wonderful democratic way to do it. My opinion is one, other people have others, but polling the audience and really getting a democratic way to go forward, I think that's a fantastic recommendation. So thank you to everyone. And also, great idea looking into grants, Councilor Bradshaw and the other one who's on remote.
Thank you.
And
really appreciate it, Mr. Heaton.
And
Gary Heaton.
And also one more thing.
H-E-A-T-O-N?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Oh, it's Garrett?
Yes,
Garrett. G-A-R-R-E-T-T?
You got it.
H-E-A-T-O-N. And where do you reside? Just the subdivision?
Brissa Estate.
Brissa Estates. Oh yeah. Okay, that's relatively new.
Yes.
In our.
It was quite surprising to find a little new neighborhood over here.
Thank you.
Thank
We
you.
need to get you involved in the committee. Okay. Sign you up. Okay. Yes, sir. Go ahead. Councilor Stevens.
So I just wanted to, thanks for coming, Garrett. I know this is your issue, but I wanted to say two things. First of all, I think we should explore the grants. We also have all this, a large sum of federal money that's coming, and it can be used for water and sewer infrastructure projects. So it would fit into that category. Not necessarily the annual costs, which are the lower end, but the upfront infrastructure costs. In point two, the second, is you actually had fluoride for like a day or two when we flipped the switch, right? Yeah, so if Leon Valley water, if our wells are not functioning, which they didn't for at least a portion of a day over the freeze, we turn right over to SAWS. So you actually had fluoride. Hope you enjoyed it.
There you go. Okay, well, very good. Thank you for that. Do appreciate it. All right, so we'll move on then to presentation number 4.6, presentation of the Huebner Creek Hike and Bike Trail update. And this was requested by Councilor Hefner at the last meeting. And we have Belinda Moritz, our Public Works Director, here again to present. Good evening and welcome back.
So this is to update the council and citizens on segments 1 and 2 of the planned Huebner Creek Hike and Bike Trail. Segment 1 is the section of trail that goes from Shadowless Road adjacent to the soccer field to 6613 Bandera Road, which is our triangle park. This one was already approved for funding and engineering is underway. Segment 2 of the trail goes from 6613 Bandera Road at the Triangle Park to Evers Road through Raymond Rinkus Park. We applied for that MPO grant. It was due on April the 1st. We won't get award notification until August. So in segment 1, we've already been approved for the funding. It's going to connect the Leon Creek Greenway Trail system in San Antonio at Shadow Mist Road, where they have that trailhead already, and then continue underneath Bandera Road. It'll run parallel to El Verde, go underneath Bandera Road, and then come up where the Igner Onion homestead is. The engineering and design are already underway, and the property has been deeded to the city. We are waiting on a new local advanced funding agreement from TxDOT, but we are underway. We're almost at 30% plans. So making good progress. This is a reimbursement funding for construction only. It's 80% the Federal Highway Agency and TxDOT, and they're going to give us $975,972, and then the city will pay 20% of those construction costs at $195,194.
Yeah.
There's the segment. So
is that Black Line El Verde Road?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and so is the trail, it's the green line, right? Because the blue line is the creek.
Yes.
Okay, just want to be sure, I couldn't see that in my packet.
On your left-hand side down there is where Crystal Hills, City of San Antonio's Crystal Hills
Right.
Park is, and at Shadow Mist. And then you can follow the green trail all the way up and you can see where it'll go underneath Bandera Road. And this is our project schedule. Councilor Hefner had asked that we include one in here. And so this is just for the engineering and design portion of the project. And this will lead you up to our 100% submittal, which would be in September. And then once we get TxDOT concurrence on this, that the plans are fine, then we can go ahead and bid the project.
Okay.
So the construction of it, October 21st, we expect to advertise for bids once we receive that approval. October through November, the bids will be advertised for 30 days, and then they're open and reviewed by both the city and TxDOT. December, TxDOT has to concur with our recommendation. Just because we want to award the bid to a construction company does not mean that TxDOT wants to award the bid to that construction company. They have to agree with us. And then January, February, council would award the contract, and then May 22, right in there, contractor will have 120 days to construct the trail. We will obtain a construction schedule from the contractor. On segment 2, the Hike and Bike Trail Advisory Committee met on 1/14/19 and made a final recommendation on a trail alignment for this segment, and then it was subsequently approved by City Council. Segment 2 will connect to segment 1 at Bandera Road and then continue to Evers Road through the Hebner Onion Natural Area Fire Break and then through Raven Rickus Park. The application was due by April 1st, which yes, we did get it in, it's on time. And we will know, we'll be notified about the award in August. So everybody cross your fingers that we get this award.
Which category did you submit it under?
The Hike and Bike Trail category.
The hike, okay, because there was 3 pots of money that we could choose from, so I didn't know which one you.
We looked at who was applying in the other pots of money, and this one was the best fit for us. We didn't have to compete with VIA, we didn't have to compete with University of Texas.
That's right, I remember seeing that. Okay, very good, thank you.
And so this shows segment 2 at the bottom of your screen, that's Bandera Road. And so you'll see the green line as it goes through the natural area park and following the CPS easement. And then it takes a left and goes to the back of the park, and then it finally comes out into right near where the community garden is in Raven Rickus Park, and then follows our existing trail, one to the large parking lot, which would be a mini trailhead, and then the other segment would follow the existing trail out to Evers Road to where that bus stop is. For segment 2, again, reimbursement programs are 80-20 matching construction funds, with them paying 80%, we pay the 20%. More points are given for a higher than 20% match, but we proposed the 20% match. An opinion of probable cost is being developed. We think it's going to be about $1.147 million. The city will be responsible for the construction costs, but also all of the costs for engineering, and that's typically 10 to 15% of the construction costs. So you're looking at $230,000 construction, maybe $130,000 for engineering. It could be higher. The one thing I was disappointed in was the segment 1, where it's going along adjacent to Alberti Road. You know how that has been completely torn apart and reshaped by the LC-17 project. We are still required to go through environmental. And even though I said, there's nothing there, they dug down, I can't tell you how many, 30, 40, 50 feet. If there was an artifact there, it is long gone. But they're still making us do that. So that could be additional costs for this segment as well.
Okay, very good. But again, this is the estimate if we get awarded the grant.
Yes, ma'am. And that's all I have. Does anybody have any questions?
I had a question about the trail, the segment 2 trail, when you said it goes through the CPS easement. Is that on our side of the property in the natural area, or do we get, okay, so we don't get permission from CPS to go through?
We will have to get permission from them to go underneath their
wire there,
yeah.
okay, all right.
But it's a sidewalk, you know.
Right, okay, that was all I was wondering, exactly where it was gonna be located. Okay, any other questions from the council? Mr. Hefner, do you have any questions, since you had asked for this to be an update today, so.
Yeah, I do have a couple of questions,
Okay,
Mayor.
great. Go ahead.
Thank you, Ms. Moritz, for the presentation. The questions I have are mainly around the engineering. It seems like that to be the long pole in the tent. And I also noticed on the consent agenda a proposal around an engineering services contract that I'm going to pull in a little bit and I'd like to talk more about. But I'd like to understand where.
And so I just wanted to congratulate the police department on that and say that at least all the ones I've met, all the police officers here are super nice and willing to work with just about anything as long as you're respectful in return. And I just think it's awesome. That's the kind of city we live in.
Okay, thank you for those comments, do appreciate it. Okay. Anyone else? Before we move on, I've got one that I'm going to read. Oh, I'm sorry. Good evening. Good evening and welcome. So glad to see you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Karen Seifert, Grass Valley. I would like to address the red light cameras.
Oh, okay.
First of all, I would like to know if I can see a statement of the $60,000 that supposedly we paid to the red light camera company that came out on flyers for the voting for last time.
I'm sorry,
And if
60,000 for what now?
For the red light that the city of Leon Valley paid for the red light cameras. And then I would like to know what fund that came from.
Okay.
So do y'all have that information? Because it seemed to be very important to get that information out.
I'm going to defer to our acting city manager, Ms. Caldera. Okay, she can look it up and get back with you. Yeah.
I was on the Citizens Police Advisory Committee when it was started. The chief was tremendously excited about installing red light cameras, and I was not. However, after looking at the statistics, that 93% of the accidents on Bandera Road were not Leon Valley residents. However, the Leon Valley police and fire personnel that are paid with Leon Valley taxes were taking care of those accidents, and they were being pulled out of the Leon Valley neighborhoods to do so, thus leaving citizens vulnerable. This morning, I actually paid a fine for a red light camera ticket.
Oh my God.
I deserved it. I didn't gripe or complain, as some do, but rather I paid for the fine for my momentary carelessness, and I moved on. It's a program that makes our city safer, even when people inadvertently break the rules. The contract with the red light camper company was structured so that Leon Valley would pay nothing up front. Any payments to the company would come directly from those breaking the law, not Leon Valley resident taxes. In spite of the number of times that I have heard the partial truth that Leon Valley paid $60,000 for red light cameras, it is only a partial truth. Yes, we paid them, but my belief, if I was told correctly, is those are funds received from red light runners, not from Leon Valley taxpayer dollars, as implied by those who wanted to get rid of the cameras. I'm reminded of the Paul Harvey stories, of Paul Harvey and his program with the rest of the story. It seems that those in power at the present time tend to omit the rest of the story on many items of fact when promoting their agenda. And is that my time? Okay, I will stop.
Thank you.
I think we need to reconsider removing the red light cameras. It will cost a small fortune to break that contract. And it's good for us.
All right, thank you so much. I really appreciate those comments this evening. Yes, sir. If you'll state your name and where you reside, please. Thank you. And welcome. So glad you're here. Okay, you may take off your mask if you'd like so we can hear you. Andy Guerra? Okay, thank you, Andy.
to yield my time to Jack Miller if that's possible.
Okay.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Mayor. Jack Miller, San Antonio, Texas. Red light cameras.
Okay.
Wow. As the very good points by the lady that just spoke. But here's the thing. If you don't like the fact that non-residents are causing accidents in your city, then put up a fence. Build a road around your city. We'll gladly take it to avoid your red light cameras. Ridiculous, right? But anyway, I just thought I'd just comment on that. And then also, I want to point out something. There are some council members up here that ran on the promise of taking care of red light cameras. The citizens of Texas have already spoke. The majority said get rid of them. The Leon Valley residents spoke at your election and voted you in. Get rid of the red light cameras. Why are we talking about it again? Is this going to be you're going to run on this again? And is this going to happen next election? You're going to run on it again? Promises, don't break promises, because that's what it appears. That's the perception. The perception of those folks who ran for council seats, talking about we're going to get rid of red light cameras. You control the majority, but we're still talking about it and debating it. Stop that. It looks like a slap in the voters' face, the ones that voted you in. So I would like to see y'all stay. I really love you. I really do. I support you 100%. And I want to see you stay. But that big mistake. We make promises to our voters. We need to stick to them. Please do that. Just so you know, the time I was trespass warned, I made that light flash 46 times. I'm going to talk about the fairness of enforcement of these red light cameras. 46 times I made that light flash. Because I knew Zavaggio was not going to let me come in here. Because, you know, if I would have got the ticket, I want an in-person jury trial, and then I get to come inside City Hall and do my thing. I was never issued a ticket. Not fair. She had to pay a fine. I haven't. 46 times. I'll never pay that fine. Which brings one more point. They're not even enforceable. What are you going to do? You suspend my registration? I haven't renewed that thing in 4 years. If I do get a ticket today, it's basically a user fee, right? More expensive to renew it for 6 years than to pay a fine one time. So it's not that I don't want to follow the law. I do that as part of my activism. That's all.
Okay.
Anyway, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Miller. All right. All right. Let me read. I just have one citizens to be heard right now, but I do have maybe about 10 or 11 citizens to be heard comments on the red light camera. So I was just going to have the council and my colleagues and I to read them at 10.4 unless you want to read them now. It's up to you. I was just going to wait. But I know we have several people that have already addressed the red light cameras. This comment that I'm ready to read is not about red light cameras. So let me go ahead and read it. Good evening, Mayor, councilors, and citizens of Leon Valley. You may have heard that the city of New York is the latest to remove qualified immunity from their police force. It has to know that they will be held personally responsible if they break the law or less likely to assault, batter, illegally detain, search, seize, jail, or perform unwarranted traffic stops on the public. This also has the added bonus of less lawsuits being brought upon the city of Leon Valley because of corrupt officers who feel that they have free rein to do what they please to whomever they please. I would ask that removing qualified immunity from the city of Leon Valley PD be placed on the agenda for the next council meeting, and I am sure that our councilors, being honest and fair-minded people, will be keen to do this for their citizens. Yours in hope of a safer city, Linda Brenzel, and yes. I'm done.
I was just going to ask you if you could make a note of the other one that you decided not to read.
Right, because it doesn't have you've got to put where you're from. That's in the rules, but it will be part of the record. Okay, so those are that. All right, then we will move then to the city manager's report. Ms. Caldera, good evening and welcome.
Good evening, Mayor and Council.
You
So
bet.
I emailed you all the city manager's report earlier.
And the copies are outside here in the lobby, so if y'all have any questions on that, I'd be more than happy to answer them. Just a reminder, on Saturday, we will have a workshop. We're gonna be looking at what we're proposing for capital this year, as well as giving the council and the residents an opportunity to kind of give us some ideas on programs or items they expect to see in next year's budget. It's just a preliminary workshop to kind of get that ball rolling. And we will also be having the water workshop to go over the water system and the enterprise fund. So you can kind of take a look at those numbers too, and so we can get a direction from y'all on how we want to proceed next year for next year's budget.
And is that 9 o'clock on Saturday
Nine-
here?
Correct, 9
Here.
o'clock on Saturday
Okay.
here, so we can live stream it for those
Okay,
residents
great.
that can't be present or don't want to wake up at 9 a.m. to come,
Okay.
but want to watch it later.
All right, thank
And
you.
then next Tuesday's council meeting, we have been posting that it's going to start at 6, but it's probably going to start at 5:30. I'm expecting an executive session, so just giving y'all a little bit of a heads up for the April 20th meeting.
On the April 20th meeting? All right, very good.
That's it.
Okay, thank you very much. Any questions or comments for our city manager at this time? All right. Then moving on to announcements by the mayor and council members. We'll go ahead and start to my left this evening, Dr. Edwards. Councilmember Edwards, do you have any announcements this evening?
No, just thanks to everyone that's come out tonight, a good turnout, and that's it, be careful, thanks.
All right, thank you very much, appreciate it. Councilor Stevens.
I don't have much of anything to add. Thanks to everybody for coming. I saw we had standing room only. I'll try to add an agenda item to address so we can add a couple more chairs in this area at least for the next meeting, but I'm glad to see everybody out. It's great to get engaged with the community and tell us what you want from us. So thanks for coming.
Thank you very much. Councilor Hefner.
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. I just want to say thank you to all those who reached out to me, wishing me well, and as I've been under the weather the last couple of days. So just appreciate that, and look forward to being back with you guys next week.
Okay, hope you're feeling better. Thank you. Yes, Councilor Roscoe.
Thank you, Mayor, and happy belated Vietnam Veterans Day. Forgot to mention that last meeting, and thank you for those who have served our country in Vietnam and all the other wars. And we have quite a few people in the online that have families and veterans themselves, and I thank you for that.
Okay, thank you very much. Councilor Bradshaw.
Thank you, Mayor. I want to offer congratulations to the Baylor Bears, who won the men's national championship basketball game last night, and beat the undefeated Gonzaga.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
So, yeah, it was a good game. Well, it was a good game for one of the teams. I hope everybody had a nice Easter. I was able to go to the park and walk around a little bit and see everybody having a good time with their families, and I hope everybody had a nice and safe Easter. And I also hope wish Council Hefner to feel better soon. And lastly, I want to offer my condolences.
But it's an exciting process, and they really have honored their commitment to get citizen input. And so I will let you know when that virtual meeting is going to be held, and I would really, really, really want your participation. So anyway, I'm for trees too, and I asked them today if we could plant trees in Leon Valley along the corridor, and so they're going to look at it. Okay, April 17th is our candidates forum at 9 o'clock at the community center. Crystal, is that still on at the community center?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, good. We're going to get to see the new community center all dolled up, right? So that's going to be neat. I can't wait. I've had a couple of people have asked me if they can email questions ahead of time, and they can. And this is to the League of Women Voters board member that is going to conduct the forum, and it's P for Phyllis, but P as in Paul, Ingram, INGRAM 1, number 1, at satx.rr.com. And we'll put that on e-news so people can email those questions. I don't know if you've been following the positivity rate for COVID. Cleaning your hands and all this other stuff, and get vaccinated if you want to, because I think that's finally maybe making an impact. Let's see. Tomorrow, April 7th, I just got notified yesterday afternoon, but I wanted to ask anyone from our city, Melinda, you're included, and any of my colleagues, April 7th, 2021 at 10:30 in the morning, the city of San Antonio will hold a ribbon cutting for the Crystal Hills Park at the trailhead. And everyone's welcome to attend. Again, I just got notifications, so I hope anyone and all can make it. I have a contact with Carvajal Pharmacy, Charlie Carvajal, and he has been able to go to individuals who are homebound here in Leon Valley to give them their COVID shot. And so he wanted me to extend the invitation. I know everybody it's hard to get on City of San Antonio and University Hospital, but if you go to Carvajal, www.carvajalpharmacy.com and register, they do have a wait list. He said it's about 1 week, and once you get your appointment, you just drive through at Carvajal Pharmacy, 3410 Roosevelt, next to Mission San Jose. I know it's not in the neighborhood, but if you are getting frustrated and you can't get a vaccine, and he's open Monday through Friday and then on Saturdays as well. And last but not least, I want to thank Public Works. They worked their tail ends off over the weekend cleaning up that park. They were picking up trash on Sunday morning. I couldn't believe it. And I was talking to Rudy, and he said, we've done three rounds, you know. So our park is very, very popular anyway, but especially on Easter. And I want to thank the Public Works for actually adding extra picnic tables for the onslaught of more people. So thank you all very much. The park looked great. It was mowed, and they really kept everything in order. So appreciate that. Okay, with that said, well, let's move on to consent agenda. We have a lot on the consent agenda that we thought might not need to be discussed, but of course, as you know, I want to hear from you, the council. Do you have any item 1 through 5 that you would like to pull to discuss? And then if not, then we can approve the rest. So, yes, Councilor Stevens.
Mayor, I'd like to pull 8.2, please.
8.2, okay. All right, that's Councilor Hefner. Okay, anybody else? Councilor Stevens, did you have one that you wanted to pull?
I'll motion that we approve all the others. 8.1, 8.3, 8.4, and 8.5 is presented. I can add, Jed, it's just a simple name change for 8.2, just so you know, but we can pull that.
Yeah, okay, all right. Any others that want to pull anything?
So that was a motion to approve
Okay,
8.1, 8.2.
Okay, and may I have a second?
And I'll second the motion.
Okay, thank you so much, I appreciate that. So we have a motion by Councilor Stevens and a second by Councilor Hefner to approve consent agenda item 1, 3, 4, and 5. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
The motion does carry. Now moving back to agenda 8.2, Councilor Hefner, did you have a particular question or concern for Ms. Moritz on this agenda item?
Yeah, I did, and understood, Mr. Stevens. I read the
Right.
portion of the agenda.
All right.
And understand it's just a name change, but this contract is something that appears to renew every year without any intervention. And so my question is primarily, is this an exclusive contract where for all issues related to the city of Leon Valley that require engineering work, that we must use this particular firm? And if so, when was the last time that this contract was competitively bid, or has it just been, I think I saw 2017, it's just been renewed since that time?
Okay.
Is that?
Those are good questions, and I know Ms. Moritz can answer those for you.
Yes, sir, that was when the city council had approved at the time, LNB to be our city engineer. And since that time, they just renewed automatically once a year, every year. Unless we have a problem with that company, or a concern, then there would be no reason for us to switch unless the council just wanted to go back out for RFP.
When did we go out for the RFPs on that? Because we used to have a in-house, right, SIA?
We've
That
been
was
all
a
over
lot.
the map.
We've been all over the map, and I know.
Pat Wright is our
Pat
city
Wright, I was
engineer.
gonna say, yeah.
After that, we had Sia, who was our city
SIA,
engineer. Then after that, we had a rotating list of engineers.
Oh,
and
that's
that became
right.
a nightmare.
That's right.
When you are in the middle of doing public works projects, I don't just do 1 or 2 a year. I load up, and we keep busy all the time. So at any given time, I've probably got 4 or 5 engineering projects in the works, about to be bid, being reviewed, being designed. I mean, they're just, I keep going, we don't stop. And so, their contract was last renewed in September, and that was with LNV, so we're right in the middle of that 1-year contract, and so it will be back up. If you guys did want to go out for RFPs, we should probably do that in July, and so that we could get an answer by September, so that we can give them 30 days notice, which I think is required by our contract. But also it gives me time to stop, because I don't want to switch engineers right in the middle of engineering and designing a project. Number one, it's unethical for one engineer to take another engineer's project with their seal on it and then proceed to try. They would have to start all over. So any money that you spend already designing a project, if you stopped in the middle, that means I have to start all over. Right now, I've got the Year 4 Street maintenance project is about to be bid in May. We have stormwater fee update, which we're just about ready to present to council. We have an impact fee update that's underway, it's not ready for council yet. We have the CDBG grant for Blacksmith that we're starting with the engineering. We are preparing the Year 5 street maintenance. We're examining the silo park to see if we can get an entrance off of Huebner Road. And then we're also studying Alpia and Hodges streets because we're having a problem with the one-way entrance. People coming in off of Evers when they're not supposed to, so I'm having something designed by them. In addition to that, we just do routine stuff like the Triangle Park encroachment with the barn for the Leon Valley Historical Society. And so they've been involved in that. They do surveying, they survey the Shadow Mist parking lot. We use them quite a bit for just tiny projects, but also these large projects. And so if you want to go out.
So,
Ms. Moritz.
Okay, go ahead.
Sorry,
Yeah,
let me ask a follow-on
can't see you.
question.
I can't see you, Mr. Hefner, so I apologize. Thank you for just calling my name. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. So, let me ask this question. I don't think in this setting for this agenda item, we need, a rundown of all the engineering projects that we have on the docket. I'm fine going forward with this name change and, then having a conversation offline around what we do between now and September. I guess my question is, with all of the projects that we have in the pipeline, I don't want to delay any projects, right? Like we had this conversation on hike and bike. Any little thing can cause a delay and then just like resets the clock. And that's why we've been spinning our wheels on one project for 6+ years. So I don't want, that's not my objective. But my objective is to be a responsible steward of taxpayer resources. And what I see is a 1-year contract that renews automatically, that renews into perpetuity. And because of the manner in which we go about engineering projects, there's never going to be a good time to change engineers, right? And so I don't see that as being something that constrains costs for the engineer. So I guess my first question is this a fixed fee? Are we paying them a flat rate fee for all the engineering work we can ask them to do in a year? Or is it by, like we just have this exclusive agreement and then they bill us like a lawyer would on the amount of time that they're spending?
We have a contract with them that sets out fees for each one of their services, and so they can offer, like on large projects, we do a lump sum fee, and that's a percentage, so between 10 and 18% depending on the price of the project or the estimated cost of the project. For small work that, just maybe go out and survey, they have a lump sum, they have a set fee for that surveying, and it's per hour. And so that was agreed upon when we did that contract. We did review the work that has been done in the past year, and after looking at 4 or 5 of the projects, I can say that we saved about 20% over costs.
Have you had any problems with L&D?
None.
Okay. And I think one other thing I wanted to say, Mr. Hefner, to the citizens is that I believe L&D has been coming to the Bandera Road redevelopment project meetings for free. They just wanted to know what was going on. And so he's been, spending, we used to meet monthly or every 6 weeks for 2 years. And he would just show up just because he was interested. So I did greatly appreciate that. So.
Once you have a city engineer on board, it becomes harder and harder every year to let them go because they now have historical knowledge of our city. Where are the sewer lines? Where are the water mains? Where are the water valves, where are things located in your city? When you start up with a new engineer, and this is what the problem was with that rotating list, I've got to re-educate these people every time, and that takes more time. The problem with the hike and bike trail wasn't the engineer, it was that we didn't own the property.
We had
And
to wait.
we have been waiting to own that property since they took it over, and so we just got the deeds for that in January. I could not work on that trail and submit anything to TxDOT without owning it.
Okay, understood. And I'm good with that. I can motion to adopt this item, 8.2.
Very good.
I don't, I would like to have a follow-on conversation about, what the next steps are. And just, full transparency, I'm not in any way suggesting that we need to get rid of this firm. I think I would rather pay attention to it rather than it just pass an annual contract into a consent agenda.
Sure, we could do that. In fact, we could bring in August, well, let's do it in July.
Yeah,
We
just-
could bring like a performance review. too.
Exactly, I was gonna say, yeah.
If you don't agree with their pricing or whatever it is that you don't agree with, then that would give me time to stop what we're doing, go out for RFPs, and not start any new projects until we got a new engineering firm on board. But as I said before, just don't subject me to that rotating list again.
We won't do that to you again. I don't know how we did that, but when
No, and I agree. I think that, right, this maybe is a proposal where you say, let's look at a 3-year or a 5-year contract, but I'm just concerned with the nature of this particular contract. As I read through it, it was concerning to me. So we can move on and I motion to adopt 8.2.
Thank you. And may I have a second? All right, we have a motion by Councilor Hefner and a second by Councilor Roscoe to approve 8.2 as presented. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed?
Aye.
The motion does carry. All right, then, moving on to agenda item 9, ordinance. This is our second read, and we will need a vote tonight. And I'm going to ask Ms. Pasolay to please read that ordinance. Thank you.
An ordinance of the City of Leon Valley, Texas, City Council amending Chapter 8 Business Regulations, removing Article 8.10 Rental Registration and Inspection, providing for repealer, severability, and savings clauses, and providing for an effective date.
All right, I'm looking in the chambers and I don't see Mr. Milan. Well, here he is.
There
Okay.
are no changes to this.
There's no changes, all right. According to our city manager, there are no changes to this ordinance. Do I have any questions for Mr. Milan on this particular ordinance? Good evening. Yes, sir.
So just to recap, maybe I should be the one recapping this one, right? But this was removing the renewal fees that were charged by rentals, a yearly renewal. Was that basically what was changed, or is there something else?
Changing the renewal fees and also changing the procedures to, the renewal fees apply to inspections. Right.
I thought we got rid of it completely. Isn't that what you're recommending?
Right.
To get rid of it
Yeah,
completely?
yes, that's what
Yeah.
it is, right.
Okay, that's what I thought.
I wanted
So,
to make sure
because
that-
you said we really weren't following it, we weren't using it, I'm trying to.
We have other processes in place to ensure safety.
Okay.
And for
Yes, ma'am.
100% transparency, I did ask Vicki today how much in the past, like when we were actively participating in this. Rid of this, you'd be losing